But I wanted to bring this to you guys' attention. So I was recently on eBay and I picked up some builds of Longhorn from Stephen Chapman, notable guy in the beta community, and I got my hands on build 5212 x86. So that one's pretty cool, but the main thing I wanted to get my hands on was this build of pre-reset Longhorn. So you can see right here, less than a quarter of the data layer is completely absent. I believe Steven got this from someone else who owned it and tried to preserve the disk, and it just ripped up in the tray, and the guy was kind of mortified. I could obviously see how, but then also you have like the lettering here at the bottom and the logo, the text, is also fading away. So this disc is in pretty rough shape, and I have belief I have my beliefs that this is Longhorn Build 4007. So I believe that's a Milestone 3 build, Milestone 4. I'm not really sure, I might be mistaken. Don't really know off the top of my head, but it's an x86 build. Possibly it could be 4007. If this is what I think it is, where I believe Stephen Chapman got this from. But now I have my hands on it, and it's kind of just been sitting here, and I really don't know how to preserve this disc. I've had some people suggest to me to just throw it into a DVD tray and see what happens. Like, are you kidding me? No, I'm not going to do that at all. But I've kept it in good condition. I really haven't touched it at all. Besides, sometimes I want to take pictures of it so I can show it off. But there really is no other way to indicate that it is build 4007. But if Steven got this from the guy who said that he had a Longhorn CD that got ripped up, and this one is obviously ripped up, then this is build 4007. And that guy, the guy who originally owned this before Steven, has basically left the internet. I mean, he did have one file that he had from this build saved to his computer before the tragedy happened with this disk. But I'm thinking if a quarter or less than of the data layer is missing, that means then a quarter of each file on the disk is, not present. Would it be possible to then, I don't know, say take a build like 4008 and just like zombify it to a semi-working state, or just in general, if it isn't 4007, try and do some data recovery, some image recovery, to see what build it actually could be. Maybe I could grab like a smaller file or an exe and just look at the metadata for that to see what build number shows up. And then we know what build it is right off the bat. But I wanted to ask you guys, because I need your help. I've been stumped with this disk for a couple of months. I really don't know what I should do to preserve it. What's the safest, most secure way to get all the files, if any data is on this disk, preserved and uploaded to the Internet Archive, because ultimately that's what I bought this for, to preserve the data on it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think I should do with this. It's possibly an unlinked build of Longhorn, build 4007. But it can't be any later than about, I think, milestone 6, if I believe I'm correct, because I have a partial date here. That's either the 9th or the 19th of February 2003, I believe. So that also is another thing that leads me to believe that could be build 4007, because the build date lines up correctly with everything else related to this, like build 4008 was compiled around the same date and whatnot. But yeah, this is legit right here. This is a legit build of Longhorn. I have no idea if this is able to be saved, restored, and made to work. But even if I am not able to actually get this build in a working state, I still do want to release any of the data that I can recover off of here. But again, just let me know what you guys think I should do with this disk down below. If you have like a reputable source that can scan the data off of this CD, just drop that down below, any of your suggestions. I'd greatly appreciate it, because this is a piece of Microsoft history here, and I think a lot of people would be grateful if this was uploaded to the web archive. Alright, that's it.